Yeah, Russell completely sold off and then kind of bounced out of this zone. I don't know how I would take that. We talked about catching the knife last night, and anybody that did, you're up. You made some money. If these wicks didn't shake you out, tag out anything I would have been in would have tagged out just in that volatility. I don't know, but that does kind of look like a short entry right now, at least back into that zone.
So when you guys trade the Russell, I've never really traded it.
Mhm.
Do you do the US 2000 USD or is it IWM? Like I've bought calls on IWM before. Like is the correlation always 100% between the Russell and IWM?
The IWM is the Russell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's like SPY and ES.
Okay. Thanks. Sorry about that.
You're good. And US 2000 USD, that's just for people can see the futures movement. I think this number's off over here, but you don't have to pay for the data to see this one. So and then so I guess disclaimer for anybody else, I don't actually worry about this number on the right, which is why it's never a problem for me. I'm always trading the candles. My stop is always below the wicks, things like that. So when I open up my app, I know I'm going long here, stop loss here. Um, but yeah, so this number will be off. So if anyone, most people know about this in the group, but if they're saying, "Hey, I'm long M2K," and then they'll give me that number. If you're gonna put the actual number like 2041, you might want to say it's the US 2000.
Yeah, I don't
Thanks.
think
Yeah,
Eddie
that's what
understands
was
that.
throwing me off because like the numbers weren't matching up and I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, is it IWM or not?
It is. Yeah, this will be the futures contracts, the candle movement.
Yeah, I don't think Eddie understands that number. You better explain it to him, Don.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll have to just rewind it. All right. As far as the Russell goes, two standard deviations, or is that off? That's why did that not update? Huh. Okay, so this didn't update because yeah. So this indicator must have moved. These white lines are where I put it. So we've dropped down to one standard deviation, kind of bounced. We got one more day. I would say the fireworks are likely done. That'd be pretty volatile to see it smash through that and then get to two standard deviations down. If we break today's low, not that I am a big proponent of same day expirations, but breaking today's low might be the sign of there's more to come. So as long if we break today's low and we're 30 minutes in, there might still be plenty of meat on the bones. If there's 30 minutes left, no, you're just gonna you're asking for trouble. So I would watch out for that on the Russell. As far as the Nasdaq goes, still hanging out inside this range. Uh, Man, we really blew through. The cool thing is blowing through a zone like that. We've already joked about just deleting it. Um, but that's cool. That just means no sellers are there. Now we got to see if there's any buyers here. Remember, these are areas of attention. So if we do pull back, let's see what kind of buyers check this area out. Ultimately, though, we still all we are is just range bound in this volatility box, which we had talked about, which is also why I was long last night because we just got right down to here on both of them. Same with the ES as well. We talked about inflation, and that's what brought this down. And now inflation's not here. And if that confuses anybody, I mean, and inflation's just the narrative. You really can't confuse the real world with the stock world. Because these price fluctuations aren't from inflation or rate cuts. Those opinions will change every day. That's real data. It might have a long-term effect, but the day-to-day stuff, you guys have to remember, it's just money being moved around from institutions with buy orders, buy and sell orders. That's all this ever really is. And we're trying to depict from these charts where any big orders hanging out at. So it's cool. We got the inflation data excuse back to back. So just zone to zone again, and a little bit more. What makes this a little bit easier is if this did pull back right now, would be a long entry just because we did just blast right through that. Had we just ran up into here and that candle was it at that point, and we started doing this action right here, I'd say your short's probably a better play. And I did go short as far as the next ticker goes. Um, but for now, I'd say, did Nvidia push this? Yeah, I wish I would have stayed in my Nvidia. Nailed the Nvidia calls, locked them. I wish I would have stayed in those. Nvidia and Apple really drove up tech today. Absolutely killed it. It wouldn't surprise me to see any kind of pullback from them tomorrow. And that would just be profit taking, nothing to actually worry about. All right, so like I said, as far as the S&P goes, here's this range. All the other candles or all the other lines, we'll just match it up. The green doesn't actually make a bit of difference. Still very much range bound. We blew through that. And now I went short again here at the peak. I grabbed tomorrow's expiration on the puts. They are up just because we caught that red candle down. So we need to see kind of where we're at. Hopefully there's some profit taking tomorrow. We bring it down to here. If tomorrow kind of lands this zone right here, I might just be bullish over the weekend just for a dip buy. If all we do is kind of pull back and check that, I would be thinking kind of bull flag scenario, kind of something like this. Maybe we pull back, check that, and maybe send it. Right now, it's kind of awkward because we're just in between these two zones. So it really is a coin toss. There's not too much of an argument. You might have your points for being long or short, but as far as if we're going to court right now, it'd just be your side versus the other, and it'd be pretty even. It'd be hard for a jury to pick on that one.